Government uniform vouchers distribution for students of public schools in Guyana commenced last Friday. Narima Ali reports.
The government of Guyana, through the Ministry of Education, kick-started its annual school voucher distribution exercise for the new academic year on Saturday, November 21st. The Minister of Labour, Mr. Joseph Hamilton, was responsible for distributing the voucher booklets to schools in the New Amsterdam and Kanji areas, while Honorable Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, the Minister of Agriculture, and the Minister of Education, Ms. Priya Manikchan, went to schools in the upper and lower quarantine areas. During his visit to the Berbice Educational Institute, Minister Hamilton revealed these details.
For us, this school distribution, this voucher distribution is important. We have raised the voucher sum from $2,000 to $4,000 per child. And secondly, to make life easier, places have been identified in the region where the vouchers can be encashed to uplift uniforms or any school-related items to be utilized by your child.
He also added that the People's Progressive Party civic government will re-implement the school cash grant.
Also, you would know that we have reinstituted the cash grant program. When it was discontinued some 5 years ago, it was at $10,000. Our intention was to increase it every year by $10,000 so that we have increased it from January come next year in the new budget. That cash voucher will now be $15,000, and we have committed to the parents that by the time our term comes to an end in 5 years, that sum will go to $50,000 per child.
Mr. Hamilton went on to explain why the government continues to invest in the education of its nation's children.
And these are several interventions we think that are necessary and that are important to help parents to help their children, because one of the ways you get out of the present state, whether poverty or not, is via education. That is the best means, that is the best tool to be utilized.
On that note, he shared a story with the parents.
The grant is not a production grant. Let me explain what I mean. I was in Mokomoko some time ago, and a guy is relating to me that his cousin had 7 children. And when the grant scheme was instituted by Minister Manikchan then, by the time the grant was stopped, cousin had increased his children from 7 to 10 because he wanted every year a rounded $100,000. So he was left with 10 children and no grant. So it's not a productive grant. It's a grant to help the children, to ensure that they can go to school, they can stay to school, they can stay in school.
In his closing remarks, he disclosed the other plans in store for the students.
And in the new year, the next budget, many other programs we will roll out. One such program that is very important, even for persons who are listening to me, parents, for the teachers. The government plans to institute a program of giving 20,000 online scholarships over the period of 5 years. We are presently, as I speak to you, negotiating with the University of the West Indies in that regard.
The distribution of school vouchers to the parents will be continued throughout this week. Parents are being urged to use the vouchers for its intended purpose, as it will be of benefit to their children. Narima Ali, Channel 8 News.